Hi, this is Dr. Lou Jacobs, perinatal chiropractor, pediatric chiropractor here at Jacobs Chiropractic Acupuncture Center in Portland, Maine, and perinatal and pediatric chiropractic of Maine. So I want to talk to you about something because it's important for you, your family, and especially your child if they are having a difficult time sleeping and going to the bathroom. It's a common problem to see both of these actually happening at the same time. And if there has been some kind of physical, mental, or chemical stress on the body, there's a good chance that this child may be stuck in what's called a state of sympathetic dominance, where the sympathetic nervous system has been sort of stuck. And this part of the nervous system is that which controls the fight or flight response. You've heard of this. You're under stress, and let's say a lion is chasing you, and you need to run and get out of the way, okay? And this is hugely stressful. And what happens is your blood and your nervous system and your organs and everything works together to help you survive by escaping that lion, which means that energy is spent on survival and not on what we call the rest or digest mechanisms of the body. Now, the rest and digest mechanisms are controlled by what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is where the control over resting, sleeping, and digestion occur. So if your child is not sleeping well, if they're not digesting well, maybe they're constipated, here's what's happening, okay? The sympathetic fight or flight response is essentially turning down or even coming close to shutting off the rest and digest. Because when you're outrunning the lion, your body's not worried about digesting the food that you ate. It's worried about getting blood to the heart, right? And to your legs and get you going. So when a child is stuck in this state and they're not resting well and digesting, what happens when you, as an adult, don't get enough rest? You get grumpy, right? And what happens if you're not digesting well and your stomach hurts? You're in pain and you're grumpier. So when your child is not sleeping well, which is the time where they're supposed to heal and regenerate, and it's where a lot of growth and development occurs. If they're not getting that, and then they're waking up, and they haven't been digesting well because of this state of sympathetic dominance where the digestion doesn't work right? Their stomachs hurt because they're constipated. They haven't had any sleep. They're likely going to be what we call colicky. Upset, angry, aggravated, frustrated, and they're going to let you know it in any way that they know how. In an infant, this may come across as screaming and crying and writhing in pain. As a kid gets older, they may be able to tell you about it. But one thing's for sure, it's uncomfortable, it's menacing, and it's extremely disruptive to their lives and their well-being. And when they're not happy, nobody else is happy. It can be difficult on marriages and family life, other children in the household, and it may just make it difficult to go out and do things that need to get done. So we always suggest that when a child is having these issues, that they have their nervous system examined by a pediatric chiropractor, because we can identify whether or not this child is in a state of sympathetic dominance. If there's been any small little traumas or stressors on the body and on the nervous system in particular, that would lead to this state of dysfunction. This is not going to end well if it continues. There's a very good chance that it just will spiral out of control, and the child will continue to have developmental problems and increased stress and an increased prolonged state of sympathetic dominance, which is not healthy. When you're in a constant state of fight or flight, you are in a constant state of inflammation. Your cortisol levels and adrenaline levels are higher than they should be. And aside from shutting down the rest and digest response, right? It puts added stress on the growing, developing kid, and this is going to be potentially very harmful. My name is Dr. Lou Jacobs. If you have a child that is dealing with constipation or poor sleep, or both at the same time, you should have them evaluated by a board-certified pediatric chiropractor to see if there's anything that can be done to get their nervous system working again. We have the means to identify the problems, and we oftentimes are able to help the body kick back into gear with very gentle, pediatric-specific adjustments using pressure and light touch, and it stimulates the nervous system to work in a more productive, much, much, much healthier way. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you. If you have any questions, you can post them below. Thank you.